When we started the blog last fall, it was just a new opportunity I saw for not only the people that were going to have the opportunity to write for it, but the many women of our church and even outside of our church who the blog was going to reach. So it's taken many different avenues and paths. I've seen it reach women that are young, women that are middle-aged, women that are old, just based on all the topics that we have covered. And I think it has done a good job to go a long way with not only the women inside our church, but the women outside of our church as it's shared on social media. And I have friends from all over the world that are commenting on it. It's interesting to see how far it has gone. So you can find our blog at councilroadwomen.org. And it has all of the blogs listed, and it kind of goes by month, and you can go back and see all of the blogs. And there's so many topics that have been covered. There have been topics on family life, on just relationships, book reviews, different books that have meant something to women in our church. There have been interviews done with different women throughout the church. One that spoke volumes to me was an interview with Debbie Jordan. And I remember when that post came out, I thought, I cannot wait to read this, because Debbie has been such a prayer warrior, not only in my own life, but in my family's life. And so to see how she goes about praying, what does her prayer life look like? Because she is such a prayer warrior for so many people in this church, people that don't even know she's praying for them. And I wanted to get a peek into her story and see how she lives her life and how she talks to God, because it is such an example to follow. I look forward to every Monday and Thursday opening my email. I really do. And seeing, what is the story going to be this week? Are we doing an interview? Is this something, a personal story? Is it a mission story? What are we going to do? So I look forward to opening my email every week. I've enjoyed having the opportunity to write on many different topics. I think two that really rise to the top for me were the topic of anxiety that I wrote about last fall, and the topic of finding God's grace in our failed adoption. Both of those were from my heart completely, and it was kind of gut-wrenching to write, but it was very cathartic for me to write, because I also felt like God was impressing on me, it's time, you need to write about these. So not only for my own benefit, but my hope through that was that it would reach other women to know that you don't have to live behind the shame of a failed adoption or the shame of anxiety and continue to feel like you're in the darkness with it. My goal with that was to bring light and say, there is hope, and this is how you find your way out. You hold God's hand and you say, let's do it, let's go. And you stop feeling like you're all alone. That is what the blog as a writer has helped me do, is to come through it and say, okay, God, take me to this point, show me how to get out of the darkness, and show me how to help other women come out of that darkness as well. The response I got off the blog that I wrote on anxiety was kind of overwhelming. I had women sending me texts and emails and just stopping me in the hall and saying, thank you for writing that. First of all, didn't know that you dealt with it, and it's something that I deal with, and that was the whole point of it, of let's talk about it, let's bring light to it. I have loved seeing the intergenerational connection between the women of our church because of this blog. So to hear the conversations in the hallway on Sundays or on Wednesdays of these women saying, oh, did you read that blog? Oh, you got to go read it, it meant so much to me. That, I feel like it's brought a connectedness to our women of our church that we didn't have before. So I've enjoyed that the blog had some lighthearted posts of just some joyful taking some trips, or just the creator of light and getting to see David Sutton's pictures and hear Sarah's side of, just being the photographer's wife and following that. And I love that our blog has delved deeper into some more hard-hitting issues that need to be discussed, like when Kate Spade committed suicide, and we had the suicide blogs shortly thereafter. That was huge, and it was timely, but it said exactly what it needed to, of where as Christians we need to keep our eyes, and how do we see others around us, how do we help others around us. It was so helpful just to know that this was an outreach that we had, that when we're looking for tools to help each other, it was a place to go. From delving deeper into our prayer lives, knowing how do we go about doing that? What are tools that we can use to delve deeper into our prayer life? There have just been so many instances of just how does my faith grow deeper, and giving me tools to help me on that journey. If you're wondering where to find our blog, you can find it in 3 different ways. You can go to Facebook or Instagram and find Council Road Women, or you can go directly to our website and go to councilroadwomen.org and click on subscribe, and it will send it directly to your inbox each week. In order to make sure that you're helping not only yourself, but the friends that are in your purview that are different from everybody else's, one of the best ways you can do that is by sharing our blog on your social media. And you can do that either from from the Facebook page directly, from your email, however you want to share that. But the more you share and the more you comment on our blogs, the wider variety of women that we are able to reach.